Hey everybody, let's talk about translations a little bit more. A translation moves, let me write that down, moves a shape without flipping, turning, or changing its size. Okay? A translation can also be called a slide. And an easy way to remember that is just to look right here. Translation has an S right there, and that means slide. So let's try to give some examples of a translation in real life. This might be like a pattern on furniture, especially if it, is consistent. So it might look like floor tile. Okay, it might be a pattern of some sort that happens over and over again. It might be like moving furniture where you just slide it over. Of course, in our school, Mr. Juan would not like us to do that because we mess up the floor, but sometimes we do. We slide the furniture. Or it might be like walking or even driving. Y'all will be doing that in the next year probably, in a straight line or in a line. All lines are straight. All right. So let's see what we can do with translations. We have some vocabulary to talk about. So we'd like to talk about a figure can be translated horizontally, and that means on the X axis. So horizontally means either right or left. Okay, that was supposed to be an arrow and a flat line, but didn't work out too well. Or it can move vertically, which means up or down, on the Y axis. Okay, so when something slides, it's either going to slide right or left horizontally, or up or down on the vertically. Okay, so you can look at the picture here. If it's up, that's a vertical positive move, like vertically positive 2 would go up, but vertically -4 would go down. Or +4 horizontally would mean going right, and -6 might be going left. Okay, so for example, let's look at this pre-image, what happens before we translate. It says the pre-image is the original figure. Its name is triangle ANB. Now it says figure after the translation is triangle A prime in prime B prime. So you have to know that that small mark, I'm going to go ahead and write one. I'm going to write A, and that small mark here, that means A prime. The prime is where you end up after you have performed that translation. So again, the name of this triangle here would be A prime, triangle A prime, in prime, B prime. Let's see what's on our next page, okay? So we're still working with translations, and let's go ahead and read what it says. It says write the coordinates of the pre-image. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So how about we do that first before we even read anything else? Let's write the coordinates of the pre-image. Well, A, they've done for us, is right here, and that's +3, -1. So now let's go to B. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3. So B is 5, -3. Now let's look at C. It is a +3 and a -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a +3 and a -5. Now let's look at D, which is right here. So it's a +1, -3. +1, -3. So we have written the coordinates of the pre-image. All right, so now let's look at the next thing to do. When I read a translation, I make sure to make myself notes so I know what I'm doing to each point. This says translate the figure 3 units to the left. So I draw an arrow pointing left and I draw a 3 by it. I know that's my first move. Then it says and 5 units up. So I know I'm going to go 5 units up. All right. And it says write the coordinates of the image. Okay, so that was the pre-image where we start, and the image is where we end up. So let's start with A and find A prime. Remember, we're going to be doing two things. Left 3, up 5. So left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here is going to be where my A prime is, and that point is 0, 4. Now let's go ahead and do the same with B. I'm going to go left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. That's going to be B prime, and that point is 2, 2. Now let's move C. Again, 3 left, 1, 2, 3, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there you go. That is going to be C prime, and it is sitting right on the origin, which is 0, 0. Then we have a D. We're going to move over 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to go right there, and that's going to be D prime, and that point is a negative 2, 2. Now, please do not draw the image once you've moved those points. Just put the points there and label them with their point name, A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. But if you try to draw everything that you move like that, it's going to get really messy. So let's just leave it that way. Okay? All right, let's go to the next one. This says write the coordinates of the pre-image, so we are going to do that first. They've already done M for us, which is 1, 2, 3, negative 4, 1, 2, 3. So now let's do D. That's negative 2, 1, 2, 3. So let's put it right here. Oops, I'm going to go ahead and erase that and see if I can make that negative look a little bit better. So negative 2, and it went up 3. Okay, I think I should make that 3 look a little bit better. My goodness. There you go. And then we're going to do T. So let's start here. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 1. So T is negative 3, 1. Now let's read what they want us to do. It says translate the figure horizontally. So that means either left or right. But it's positive, so that means we are going right 6, and I'm going to go ahead and draw my arrow there so I make sure that I know I'm going right 6 and that right is that way. Then I'm going to go vertically negative 2, so that means I'm going down 2, which is this. The right and the down I just did to reinforce what I was doing, but you don't have to draw that. But I would definitely draw the 6 with the arrow to the right, because that 6 is positive, and the 2 with the arrow down, because that is a vertical move, which means down. So let's start with M. First, we're going to go right 6, down 2. So let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 2, and that will be M prime, and that point is positive 2, 1. Okay, so now let's do point D. So we're going to go right 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 2, 1, 2, and that is going to be D prime, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Alrighty, And now we're going to do point T. Right 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down 2. 1, 2. There it is. And that is going to be T prime. I'm not going to connect. I'm just going to write the new point, which is 1, 2, 3, -1. Okay, and you can see that the triangle is still in the exact same position. It just moved over 6, down 2. No flipping, no turning, nothing like that happens, all right? And that's the end of translations. Remember, they slide. Have a great day.